Hey, it's actually working. I tried 3 times. I figured there was something wrong with my computer. I'm sorry again. I have to apologize. Excuse me, I'm trying to feel like I'm moving you closer. That I haven't figured out the code, the passcode. My brain is like a sieve of sand. I just like everything keeps going through it. Um, Wait a minute. Just look, I have a bruise. Anyway, um, gosh, guys, I'm here to make a true journal entry. Like, I need to talk, and therefore I need to just say it and not worry about who sees it or what they think or whatever the heck. And this has nothing to do with weight loss. This has to do with me processing my inner crap. We're all human beings. We all have our issues that aren't necessarily directly related to weight loss, but we have stuff we need to process so we can grow and do better. I mean, isn't that the whole point, that we grow and do better and respond better and behave better and have more grace and more mercy and see things from another person's perspective? And I will not kid you when I say I used to pride myself on being able to have a view that saw both sides. My dad was like that, apparently. Not that I knew from my own personal experience, but someone told me at his funeral that was one of his gifts, that he was a peacemaker and he would see both sides and, whatever. It's funny what you don't know about your parents until they're gone, and other people tell you their own experiences of them as people, not as parents. But I digress. Gee, that should be part of my thing I say about 30 seconds in. No, God, no, a minute and 52 seconds in every video. I digress. Just so like Rosemary says, huh? It's Rosemary. Well, I should say it's Cabernet Queen, and I digress. Whatever. I'm here because I've had an extremely stressful week. God, I wish I could say it wasn't. There's a lot of things going on here that I'm responsible for, working towards an end result, meaning there's an activity happening tomorrow morning, of which I have to be prepared with a poster, which I haven't made yet, and 16 jacket potatoes. A jacket potato in England is a baked potato, but they have elevated it to a high place on their food chain. And they have wonderful potatoes, I won't kid you. I've only had 2 out in pubs. But when they're done, they are so flaky. It's almost like eating, they use the word floury. That's how the potatoes have a different texture and consistency when they're done here. And then they put crap on top of them. Not crap. They don't put the stuff we put on top of their potatoes necessarily. But tomorrow there is a fete or a fete or a fair in the neighborhood that I live in that's once a year. That's an English-American function. And because we have Americans that live in the neighborhood and English people, live all around us and in the neighborhood. So anyway, tomorrow there's a big hoop-de-doo, and I've never been because it's only once a year in the spring, and I wasn't here last spring. And my group is responsible for selling jacket potatoes. Yes, and I have some of them. I should go get one and show them to you. They're like a big round knob. They're not like a long russet like we're used to having as a baked potato. They're like a big round ball. They're like the size of my fist together. That's how big they are. Anyway, that on top of the fact that I have had like a hail and farewell this week and had to take food for that and another meeting and the family's coming and cleaning the house. So I had a little meltdown today. I had a serious meltdown today. My brother and his wife and my sister and her husband are both coming to visit me tomorrow night, which is Saturday night. They're arriving at Heathrow about 11 o'clock at night. That's before they get through customs. Excuse me, I'm having a glass of wine. And you know what's great about this wine? It's called Barista. And what do you think that means this wine has the flavor of? If its name is Barista, it means it tastes like coffee red wine. How can you get any better than that? Except maybe if there was I'm sure there is a coffee martini too. But anyway, I'm having a little glass of wine. I wish I was like Rosemary, who was like showing you her drinking her water, or Pam. But anyway, they're coming. I was a little stressed because I feel I really have to look inside myself because I have issues. Oh, I know y'all think I'm perfect, but I have like major issues. You surely know I have major issues. No matter how much you love me, you know I have major issues. Um, yeah, I have issues. I want people. I just assume people all operate off the same page that I do. I think that's the core issue. You think everybody is like you here, which is open and transparent, and then life lets you down and you're surprised that most of the world is not as free and open and as you are. And but I have family coming whom I adore, but they're two sets and they have different interests. And in my heart, you saw the trauma I went through with my daughter coming and her husband and trying to think I was showing them the England of my dreams, not their dreams, my dreams. And I'm getting ready to step into that same pile over again, right this weekend for 2 weeks. Okay, so I had to call my last remaining family member, who I haven't already talked to about this, to talk me off the ledge so that I could be a good hostess. Because you guys know me. Do you know that I have in my refrigerator like 7 kinds of ale, cider, hard cider, which is what they drink over here, wine, every kind of cocktail I could make, English specialty summer cocktails like Pimm's. I have everything ready. Do I have veggies of every sort of root vegetable in my refrigerator? Oh yes. Did I make a dessert already? Do I have 5 desserts lined up to make that are all English-oriented desserts? Yes, I do. Do I have 6 kinds of English cookies in my cupboard waiting for them to come and have tea? Do I have crumpets in the refrigerator? Oh yes, my crumpets are ready for Sunday morning breakfast. I have English bacon. I am ready for a full English on Sunday morning when they get up after coming from the airport. Okay, can you say that I care enough about people to make their experience here like Disneyland, and yet that's not what everybody wants. And I need to learn how to, ratchet it back a notch or two, or turn it back a notch or two, because that's just the kind of person I am. Hold on, I have food in the refrigerator. I gotta get it, and if I cut this off, I'll be really screwed. So just hold on, I'm gonna get it, and I'll grab a potato and show you. I've gotta get food out. Ow! Oh, ow. Yeah, can you tell that was too hot? Alright, I am coming, I swear to you I'm coming. Now the stove can get turned down. Here I come! Yeah, I talked my husband last night into buying these little pieces of, God, I can't believe I'm going to tell you guys I'm getting ready to eat pork belly for the first time, but they had it at the local store and it was on sale, and I thought, let's just buy this little package. I'll learn how to make you pork belly, which is supposed to be, whatever. And I've just like burnt my hand from the steam in the oven. This is an English baked potato. I know it looks like our little thin skin baked potato. It's called a Maris Piper. Anyway, I digress. Where was I again? Talking to you about my family and how when people come to visit me, I think I have to deliver them what I'm assuming they've seen about England through my Facebook page, meaning that they have seen the things that I'm passionate and think are just the sun, the moon, and the stars, which is beautiful scenery, a weed growing out of a hand-built stone wall that has no glue, it's just stone on stone, thatched roofs, sheep. You just assume that's what they want to embrace when they come. Well, not necessarily. So I have to dial back my expectations of what I think this next 2 weeks is going to be, because it was hard when my daughter came. They're young. Of course they don't care about thatched roof, for crying out loud. They wanted sun and sand, and they went to Tenerife and the islands of Spain and had a wonderful time, and then went to London and had a wonderful time, and then came back and we had a wonderful time. But this is a whole nother ball game. We start again. We're picking them up at the airport in the middle of the night, literally midnight. And I will have done this fete all day long in the pouring down rain. I also will add, there's pouring down rain all day tomorrow, and I will be standing out there selling potatoes to, I don't know who, a sheep maybe? Maybe a sheep will wander by. A duck might wander by. But anyway, just want you to say that I just want you to know that I'm trying to identify my weak spots. And as my other brother said to me, remember, this is their vacation, and this is their one chance to see England, and if they want to see the traditional stuff, you know, and they don't have a clue what it is you think so wonderful, these little out of the way places. But if people say, well, when you went to England, did you see this, this, and this, and this? And they can say, yes, I did, or no, I'm sorry, I was out in a field or in a little village that you'll never have heard of, or had beer in 3 different 17th century, 16th century, you know, pub original buildings. That won't matter. People can't. It's funny. When I went to see my friend in Hawaii who lived there, she knew me. She knew me like she knew herself. And she knew when I came, I didn't care about seeing certain famous things. Not that there are that many in Hawaii. I mean, there are, but they're mostly nature-oriented, which was just fine with me. But she knew that I would get as big a thrill from a little no-name nothing, but with the view. You know, she knows. And I just assume other people are kind of like me, and that's not true. So this trip, when my family's here, I need to say to myself and to them, how can I help you fulfill what is your desire? This is what I can do. This is what I cannot do. I cannot make all things possible, but I can have what their initial desire is ahead of my own desire to paint a picture of England that I love and say, here, this is what you're getting. Unless you're the kind of person who's just like me, who knows this is exactly what you would like. So I'm learning. I mean, I'm 55. I'm still learning. I know y'all are sick of me telling you how old I am at every video. As a matter of fact, VSG Grimm says if I say one more time how old I am, what an old lady I am. No, he doesn't say he'll smack me, but I'm sure that's what people probably should do. That's it. It's 12 minutes about absolutely freaking nothing. Hey, it's a Seinfeld episode. And everybody's in Vegas except me and Janie and about 7 other people that I could mention. So here's to all of us who've stayed behind this year. I have fantasies about seeing people in Atlantic City, but that might just be a crazy thing to do. Maybe next year I'll see everybody. But anyway, have a great weekend. And thanks for listening. And thanks for letting me just say we're never too old to try to get over ourselves and to see what it is other people need. Even if our intentions are very good, it isn't necessarily the best thing, no matter what our intentions are. See you guys later.